So your Medicare Supplement premium went up again this year. And if you're here in Oklahoma, or if in one of the other states throughout the United States that takes care of the birthday rule, there is a reason that yours may be climbing faster than your cousin that lives 2 states over. Most people's answer is to grit their teeth and pay for it, but there are better answers and almost nobody talks about them. And that's today's topic on the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show.
It's the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show.
Howdy, neighbor. I'm Michael Andrews with Andrews Insurance and Advisory, and you are listening to the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show, where we tackle real-life questions about retirement, Medicare, and Social Security, and we do it every week. Today is another full-blown Michael tutorial, and we're going to do it on Medicare supplement rates, why they keep going up, and the 2 options that most people on Medicare have never had explained to them. So let's start with this first. Why do these rates rise every year? Well, healthcare costs more every year. People are using more of it. And that part is nobody's fault. It's just the way things go. But there is a second piece, and it's newer. 16 states now have what's called a birthday rule, and my home state, Oklahoma, is one of them. And here's how ours works. For 60 days starting on your birthday, you can move to a supplement with equal or lesser benefits, and the insurance company cannot ask you a single health question. That's genuinely good for you, but think about what it does to the insurance company. Healthy people shop and leave. People with real health problems paying real claims can now move to a cheaper plan with no questions asked. The company keeps the claims and loses the premium. And the way they make the math work is by raising rates for everybody. So the same rule that protects you is part of what's pushing your premium up. Both things are true, unfortunately. Now, most of you are on a Plan G. Plan G is a great plan. You pay the Part B deductible, which is $283 in 2026. After that, your covered Part B and Part A cost sharing is handled. It's the most popular supplement in the country for a reason. But it is not the only one, and Plan G is where a lot of people stop looking. Option 1 is called Plan N. Plan N has the same $283 Part B deductible. The difference is small copays. Up to $20 when you go see a doctor, up to $50 for an emergency room visit that doesn't end in you being admitted, and that's it. The premium is meaningfully lower. Now, somebody always brings up excess charges, and here's what that means. If a doctor does not accept Medicare assignment, or they don't accept what Medicare will pay, they can bill you up to 15% over what Medicare approves. Plan G covers that, but Plan N doesn't. So the question to you is, how big of a risk is that? Well, the Kaiser Family Foundation put out an analysis in January of 2025, and they said that 98% of non-pediatric physicians participate in Medicare, meaning that they accept what Medicare is going to pay them. 98%. So that is a real thing worth knowing about. It's not a reason to pay hundreds of dollars a year more. Option 2 is the one almost nobody knows exists, and it's one of my favorites, and it's called the High-Deductible Plan G. So here's how that works. Medicare still pays first, exactly like always. Part B coverage service, Medicare pays 80%, and you're responsible for 20%. You keep paying that 20% until your out-of-pocket hits the plan deductible, which for 2026, that's $2,950. After that, the plan pays everything, 100% of your Medicare cost sharing for the rest of the year. So now, does that number sound scary to you? Because hold on, I think that you're probably looking at it the wrong way. That $2,958 is not a bill. It's a ceiling. It is a maximum out-of-pocket in a program that otherwise doesn't have one. In a healthy year, you might spend a few $100s. In a terrible year, you're capped, and the premium savings are not small. Commonly over $100 a month less than Plan G, and maybe $50 to $70 less than a Plan N. So you can do the math pretty quick over 12 months, and you can compare it to what the deductible is. And here's what I hear. So I'd have no coverage, right? Well, no, you have Medicare. Medicare is doing the heavy lifting on 80% of everything all year long from day one. And this is the part that most people miss. You're still on original Medicare. You don't have to worry about networks. You don't have to worry about prior authorization from an insurance company. No finding out that your specialist isn't on the list. those are the type of things that you've probably heard about if you've been around Medicare Advantage horror stories and you want to stay on original Medicare, but that Plan G premium is squeezing you. High-Deductible Plan G is how you stay. So today we covered why supplement rates keep climbing, how birthday rule states like my home state of Oklahoma add pressure to those rates, and 2 alternatives to Plan G. Plan N, same deductible, small copays, lower premium, and excess charges are a 2% problem. High-Deductible Plan G, Medicare still pays 80%, and $2,950 is your ceiling. It's not your bill. Same doctors, same Medicare, less money out of pocket. That's why I built the Medicare Supplement Rate Review. Yes, I'm building all sorts of things these days. And it's a look at 5 things. What you're paying today versus what the same coverage costs elsewhere. Whether Plan N or High-Deductible G would leave you better off given how you actually use healthcare. When your Oklahoma birthday window opens, whether your current carrier is one that's been raising rates hard, and how your drug plan fits the whole picture. You leave knowing whether you're overpaying and by how much. Annual enrollment is coming up, and this is the right time to look. You can call or text me at 918-842-7379 or schedule a time on my calendar at andrewsadv.com. It doesn't cost anything for me to take a look, but not letting me, man, it could really cost you thousands in this case. If you got a question for the show, email me at michael@andrewsadv.com. I read every one. If you would, subscribe on YouTube and Facebook so you don't miss next week's episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week right here on the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show. Thanks.
It's the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show, helping you plan so your money will grow.